make and let them have. You don't have until you are made. So it is in the making of God that dominion is released. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. So there was a making before dominion could be imputed in them. So until a man is made, he does not have access to the dominion realm of God. So what brings about the dominion we have been believing God for is on the grounds of our making. And we know that how God makes his men is that he makes his men in the secret place. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Lord shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I shall say of the Lord. So it is in the dwelling that we are made. The Lord could not speak light into being until the Spirit of the Lord moved upon the face of the deep. It was koinonia that brought about the movement of the Spirit upon the face of the deep. So God will always make men before he can give to men. Because if a man is not made, even in the natural, if someone has not understood the principles of financial management, whatever money you give to that person will be wasted in the person's hand. So the person must have to be made before the person can have. Let us make man in our image and let them have dominion. So God will always make for men before he can walk through men. He makes for men before he can produce through men. We also saw in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse number 12 that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against spiritual wickedness hosts in high places. Therefore we are encouraged to take the full armor of God, so that we might be able to stand against the wiles of darkness. A lot has been said about the battles we are in. I told us that this world is a battleground, not a playground. It is a warfare, not a funfair. I told us that you must fight. For certain things, the first thing you must fight is that you must fight to hold firm your faith. Hebrews 2:4. Number 2, you must fight the alluring pressures of compromise and perversions. We live in a generation of people who perverse the way of the Lord. All manner of iniquity and the iniquitous acts have become a norm. People have normalized it into becoming a norm. We must fight not to allow the alluring pressures to compromise and to bow down to Baal to get to us. Number 3, we must fight to fulfill God's blueprint for our lives. That is God's vision for our lives. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse number 1. The Bible says, I will stand on my watchtower to hear what the Lord has to say. And verse number 2, the Lord said, write the vision down and make it plain, that he may run that reads it. That he may run that reads it. Your vision is what engenders God's provision in your life. Watch it. If you write provision, you have P-R-O, vision. Pro is after vision, which means your vision can only come into fruition when you have, your provision can only come into fruition when you have pursued vision. It is in the pursuit of vision that provision is engendered. Number 4, you must fight the forces of evil and darkness. You must fight the forces of evil and darkness. Matthew chapter 16 and verse number 18. The Bible says, you shall trample upon serpents and upon scorpions, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Number 5, you must fight to prove your enemies wrong. A lot of people want you to fail. You must fight to prove them wrong. Fight against human will and negative expectations. In the book of Acts of the Apostles, chapter 28, from verse number 1 to 6, the Bible said that Paul had already sailed into an island. They had a shipwreck. So as he was gathering some wood, a venomous viper attached to his hand and then beat him. And then when they saw that the snake, a very terrible venomous viper, attached to his hand and then had already beaten Paul, they were expecting him to die. These were kind of snakes that in 3 minutes you would die. They waited for over 18 hours and Paul didn't die. The Bible says after they have waited for a long time, they changed their mind. And they said, surely God has come unto us in the likeness of man. Anyone that has waited for your downfall, I decree concerning your life, they shall wait forever. I didn't hear a